Hi everybody, my name is Shannon. Welcome to my channel, Another Yarn. Thank you so much for joining me today. I greatly appreciate it. It's Monday. We have made it through another week and wow, you know what? Another week in this house, another week of just enjoying life and getting back to my crafting. This week I had the opportunity to work on my crafts a bit more than I have over this last so many weeks, right? Oh my gosh, moving. Yes, moving. Yeah. Love the fact that we moved. The whole process, whoo, that'll make you go to sleep. Anyway, we are in our new house and it is absolutely wonderful. And I am back to touching my yarn. Can you tell? Can you see the happy smile? Oh my gosh, I am touching my yarn. Have I put away my boxes? No. Did we put away more? Yes. Hubby and I, we did. I know I was joking the other day and talking about, hey, honey, let's just do 2 boxes each. We blew that away. There's a lot more. But we did. I think we did like 10. So, hello. Yay us. Amazing. And are there more? Yeah. That's okay. It's fine. It's not like it's food scraps. It's not going to go bad. It'll be fine. And I am playing with my yarn and he is doing his thing and I am doing my thing. And oh my gosh, I just feel absolutely amazing. So do you want to see what I have been up to this week? Oh yeah, I know. So many things. All right. So in the spirit of I am not letting you win, I just wanted to show you, I got these 4 squares. I know it's silly. These 4 squares done for my Alice in Wonderland crochet along. And I have this bag of the solid squares to go with it. See, I got all my bag of solid ones. Oh, please don't lose them. I don't want to have to make them again. But I have that. And then I had to do these 4. And earlier in the week, I made some way too big. I made some way too small. My gauge was just way off. It took me another 3 tries to get the gauge right because, did I mention we just moved? Yeah, evidently the tension got me, okay? But I didn't want it to win. And I have these 4. I am now ready to start 4 more in the blues and the teals and doing a bunch of other stuff, but it's back on track. There you go. So she was in timeout for a couple days. Nothing too drastic. My husband, he's so funny. When he sees me pick that up, he's like, oh, honey, I'm so proud of you. You did so good. Which just, I know he's so encouraging and he's so loving and he's so wonderful, but it just makes me want to put it down, go shove it back in my yarn room and pick up something else. I know it's terrible. That is absolutely rotten. I get it. But, yeah, so I didn't let that win. So there you have it. And another one that I was working on this week, and I didn't want it to win. I didn't want anything else. I wanted to start it. I really do need to finish some other things. But I've got these socks. Look at this. Look at this yarn. This is the Gusto Wool sock yarn. Oh, it is so pretty. It's going to be 2 matching beautiful socks starting from the purple and going down. And I love that. So I have started the cuff. I cast on 64 stitches. I did 15 rounds of 2x2 ribbing, and now I'm just going to knit stockinette stitch for probably 45 rows, something like that. It's about what I normally do. I gauge it by size. So some are 40, some are 50, depends. It doesn't matter. And then I'll go ahead and I'll start on the heel. I generally do the heel flap and gusset. It's my favorite one. I've got it memorized. It seems to be easy enough. It seems to fit really well. But I had somebody else earlier in the week talking about a different type of a heel that she really likes. And maybe when I get to that point, I might look that up and try a different heel. I don't know. No guarantees on that. But either way, it is at least on the needles. I do have a lot of other socks I need to finish. But after this one, since I don't know where my Swift is right now. Truthfully, I haven't looked. It's in a box, okay? I do know that. It is in one of my boxes. But I'm not sure which box, and that's fine. And I haven't, it's not been important enough to go digging and actually unpacking. So this took a little bit longer to wind than it should have. but it is wound and it's beautiful and that's good enough. And I wanted it to end on a happy note since it was a little cumbersome to get that wound. Okay, I did a video a couple days ago. There were a lot of stops and restarts. Okay, but that one it got me a little bit, so I didn't want it to win. So there you have it. So those are my 2 things that I worked on as far as that. And another thing that I got to work on is my Joji Locatelli One Love Mystery Knit Along. And I have finished Clue 2. Clue 3 is already out, so I'm not giving any spoilers on that, but I have finished Clue 2 and haven't started Clue 3 yet. I will, yeah, I should probably start it if I want to get it done, because this is supposed to be for Clue 3 and 4. I need to, yeah. We're going to have a lot of knitting, okay? I still haven't even looked at Clue 3. I should probably look at Clue 3 and maybe add a few rows, whatever. Yeah. So far in Clue 1 and Clue 2, Clue 1 is all the way to the bumblebee right here. It was a lot of garter stitch, right? We started with a garter tab right here, and then we're just doing this garter stitch on really big needles. I think I'm using 6s. I think she said 7s. I think I went to 6s. Can't remember, but either way. And then we did some right here. Is it backwards? Yeah. Right here, we did a little bit of feather and fan lace. And then we got back into doing more of the garter. So very easy knit, okay? This is a pretty easy knit so far. I cannot test for Clue 3 and 4. I have not seen them. 3's out, but I haven't looked at it, and 4 is not available yet. So far it's been pretty easy. I like the way that the garter stitch, because of that feather and fan on both sides, even the garter goes like this in that nice wave chevron kind of a undulating pattern. This is a crescent shawl. I didn't do gauge because I don't care. I mean, truthfully, I don't care. So I didn't do a gauge swatch. I didn't do any of that. I just grabbed needles. I grabbed yarn. Why did I grab this yarn? One, it's gorgeous, okay? I mean, look at that sparkle. Yeah, hand-dyed, beautiful. This yarn is by Tempting You. I believe it's a 75-25, or not 25 because there's stellina in it. But it's your typical kind of a sock yarn construction is what I think. I don't remember offhand. I got this in Maryland and hand-dyed in Maryland. But the color, of course, is me. But it was already wound. It was one of the things that was already wound. And this was even before I tried to, this is before I tried to wind these, but it was wound. And when the knit along came along, I definitely didn't need to start anything new, but of course, you know, I was going to, and I was looking at what things did I already have opened, that I already had unboxed, and I had some things that were already in a wound state. I have one of those bins, those cloth bins that I'm putting in pre-wound yarns, because I think it's a little bit easier to do than trying to put them on here and being able to see them and just pull a bin out with the ones that are already wound and dig through it that way. So this one was wound. It had enough yardage. This one has like 460-ish yards, and the pattern says use 400 yards, and 420 you could definitely use. It would be kind of nice. So I have 460, so that will work out for anything, any differences for me with gauge, you know, either not getting gauge, getting too much, whatever. So I should be good on that. I'm thrilled. Oh my gosh, so far I am on track. I am on track. We have started Clue 3. Okay, the week-wise, we've started Clue 3. It was available the 13th, I think, and the 19th is the last day of the last Clue, gets released on the 19th. So yeah, until the 19th comes along, I'm still good, right? I'm still in that end track. I still have a chance to get the 3rd Clue done, and that's a lot of yarn. That's a lot of yarn. But yeah, with all the other mystery knit-alongs and crochet, okay, they're crochet-alongs. We're talking about Alice. Yeah, I did not keep up. I didn't know. I think that one's completely over. I think all of the things are released. It's completely over, the whole 9 yards. I mean, it's not over as far as it's still available, but I busted that timeline something fierce. But there we go. So I got that. Also worked on some other things. Definitely. Oh, yes. One of them is really exciting to me. I know you guys are rooting for Yarn Chicken. You guys are rooting for me to fail in Yarn Chicken, aren't you? I know you are. So everyone was telling me, I didn't look it up myself, but you guys were saying that this yarn is Hobbii Winter Glow, which is really interesting. I mean, no tag on it. This one, Lori from the Armchair Chef gifted this to me in one of the bags, mystery bags that she sent me. And I like it. And I know when I had looked at the Hobbii website previously, I have ordered from them a few times. I'd always drooled over the Winter Glow, and it goes like this as far as prices. You get it at the right time and it's really good, and otherwise, right? But I've drooled over it with the composition. I drooled over it with the colors. I didn't know that's what this is, but I just think it's amazing that I have two of them in my very own stash working with this. So I just threw caution to the wind and cast on the sweater Brick, B-R-I-C-K, by Claire Lee. It is a free pattern. It is one of my absolute go-to patterns that I use as a template. I really do. I've made it multiple times, multiple different yarns, different stitch counts, because I've made it so many times. I'll look at it and use the numbers for a guidance. Do I do a swatch? No, gosh, no. Do you know me by now? Of course I didn't. But I'm like, yeah, that looks fine. This yarn looks fine. It'll be good. So that's what I did. So I started one with this yarn. I know. And it's like, but you don't even know how much yardage it is. No, I didn't. You just have two of them. Yeah, I know. So that's why you guys are rooting for me to lose at Yarn Chicken, because I'd also shown, I'll show it again maybe next week. But last week I was showing some purple yarns. I have two different choices. One is a kettle dyed, so it's got some nice other colors with it. And the other is, I also have fuchsia. Cascade 220. I knew this had wool in it. I didn't know what the composition was. Yes, it has wool in it. But I figured it's going to have to be hand washed. And then Cascade 220 is 100% Peruvian wool, has to be hand washed. And then I had another kettle dyed type of a wool, a nicer, softer wool, but still a hand wash, that I figured if I ran out of yarn with these two, I could do sleeves. So this is why I know you guys are rooting for me to run out of yarn, because you're curious as to what I'm going to do and how I'm going to come up with it. But I don't know. So I have gotten through one full skein of yarn. Does it look like I'm going to run out of yarn? Maybe. I don't know. I don't know. I'm the wrong person to ask. I do not know. So here we go. And did I mention I didn't gauge? Of course I didn't. How does it fit, or does it fit? I don't know. I have not put it on. I have not used try-on cords. This is it. The colors are beautiful. Look how pretty that is. Let's put that up closer. Isn't that pretty? Oh my gosh. It's so nice. It feels great. I don't know what size needles I'm using. You can't tell. I can't see. But I could have gone up a size for like a drapier, but I wanted this, because I didn't know what the yarn was. I wanted it to be a little bit tighter to kind of maybe not pill as much. I don't know if that'll make a difference, but we're going to see. And we can see here's the armhole and how much I've gotten down. So I have no idea. I have no idea how much this is going to be. I'm at this point, I'm making up words. I don't know how much farther this full skein will get to this. I don't know. And that's when we decide where the purple goes. The purple or the fuchsia or whichever other yarn I mix with it, so I can make a finished garment. So that's why I say I know you guys are rooting for me to run out of yarn, because you're curious. And then the other part we were talking about on this, because the sweater, it's the sweater, you're like, that's a big neck. I know, but it does get some ribbing on it and everything. It's a crew neck, and it does, a little bit of scoop neck. So it does get that. That will bring that in a bit. And then I can use the contrasting color for the neck, or I can, when I get closer, maybe use this. I don't know. Those are all decisions once I get farther down. This was kind of nice because I just went around and around and around until I ran out of yarn. I'm not putting waist shaping in it, so I don't have to worry about that. I just have to make it long enough. I am long-waisted, so I always have to add extra on the inches. That's okay, just is what it is. Yeah, so this is how far what was a mystery skein of yarn got. I don't have a tape measure over here. No, they're put away. As in they're still in boxes. I do know where some are. I just don't have them right here. This looks really, really it looks big. I don't think it's big. I think, you know, you put that on, I think with the girls, and so it's not going to be big. And it might be it might have some negative ease. There we have it. And then when we do the sleeves, I'll end up decreasing on those. So I won't make that all the way down that length. I will end up decreasing, I don't know, every 10, 15 rounds, something like that. I'm not sure. But that's what one skein gets. It's a little scary thinking about when it's just that, you know, and I need, was it like 15 inches or something? I don't know. Is that going to be enough to even get to the bottom? I think we're going to have to play with some other yarn, but we'll find out. But pretty happy with it so far. When did I start this? Like 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks? Is this the third week? I don't know, but it's not that long. It's not been that long. So I've already finished one of these. How many yards are on this? Let me see. I don't know. That was the whole thing. Just working on this massive mystery, not knowing what the yarn is. You guys are great. You told me, having no clue what the yarn was, what the yardage was, and going, you know what? It's just going to happen, and it's going to be great. And if it doesn't work out, if I run out of yarn, I have options. And I think that's the part to me that is the most exciting. All right, Winter Glow. And thank you, Lori from the Armchair Chef, for gifting this to me. Oh, yes. So Winter Glow right now, it is $21.70 per one of those. They always have sales. No clue on this. It's a 51% wool, 49% acrylic, 200 grams, 765 yards. So between both of them, I've got over 1,500 yards of this, and pretty sure it's a lightweight. Weight is light. Yeah, it feels like more like a worsted dish. I'm not sure. But I have a bunch of the yarn, or I have enough of it. So there you have it. Oh, which one is this? Is that this? No, that's not. No, that's more pink. That one's not it. No, that one's, mine has more blues and purples. I know a couple of you said that you had this particular yarn. I'm not seeing this color, but look at the colors. Look at those gorgeous colors. I mean, they're beautiful. I know I've drooled over them before. I just never, you know, didn't push the button. But look at those. They've got some stunning colors. Lots and lots of fun. And I really enjoy working with it. And yeah, maybe I'll stalk their page a little bit more and pick up some others. But having fun. There I am. Oh, that's the other thing. That's what it was. So even before we decided and we were looking at the solid colors, we have, speaking of hobby yarn, how funny and how appropriate that I did have it stuffed over here in this bin with other hobby yarns. Now this one is universal, but these are also the hobby yarns, and that's what I was commenting on as the beehive put-ups, grabbing one of those and making the sleeves with, who knows, any one of these, just whatever. The sleeves itself would match, the whole vest itself would match, and would almost look like you were layering, right, with a different type of a garments. So that was another route to go with. And then I realized that I had that purple, and I also have fuchsia too. So maybe one of the solids will be better, but that are some fun options. And one of the other things that I did get to work on this week is when Alice was being naughty, you know, these squares that I was having such difficulty to, 4 rounds of double crochet. Oh my gosh, it gave me fits. Okay. By the way, if you are just a straight knitter and you've never crocheted before, 4 rounds of double crochet, it's not hard. It's not hard. Okay. And those of you that crochet, you're like, really, that gave you a hard time? I know, but we all go through our issues. So I was looking for instant gratification, easy crochet, something that I could do to just kind of go, all right, good. I can win this 4 rounds of double crochet. You don't own me. I've got this. So instead of finding the super simple, easy crochet project, I came across a shawl by a designer that I hadn't heard of before. It's a Polish designer. So the pattern is in both Polish and English, your choice. Martika Grabowska, you know, it looks like Grabowski, but with an A as opposed to an I. And She has like 15, 16 patterns out there. Look at this. Hubby picked this one. I could not choose. The patterns were just so beautiful, so delicate, just absolutely wonderful. She had some of them in just solid white, and it just, the elegance factor was just over the top. And then she had one with these beautiful swirls, and it just looked just so complicated and wow factor. I'm not gonna lie, both of those just got me, and I'm like, I can't pick. Hubby liked this one because he liked the lacy detail in between, like the little motifs, and then I went ahead and bought it. And so instead of working on this, because this was kicking my backside, I know, just no rhyme or reason, I started this. You're like, that makes no sense. I'm aware. I am 100% aware that that makes absolutely no sense. But this is what I started. And he likes the purple and everything. So that's what he was saying, is grab one of the purple cakes. So let me see. See, I've got, this is the Yarn Arts Flowers, which is the sparkle. We know I like my sparkle because, oh, what is that? Is that two things I'm working with sparkle right now? Yes, yes, it is. It is two things with sparkle. So this is 1,093 yards. It's the second time I've used this exact color. I knit up a shawl, a hexagon, or no, it was a circle. I knit up a circle, shawl, blanket, whatever, with one of these previously. And now I am crocheting this gorgeous piece. And I have made it into, I've gotten into my third knot, you know, so, and if you're not familiar with these colors, as it changes colors, you get this like little, very tiny knot, where at each color change, and you begin to get kind of excited at those little tiny knots, because that's when the color is ever so subtly changing. See, we've got that white, and you can definitely see the pink, and then right here at the edges, it's a darker, it's getting there. So we're getting into the colors on this. And it was funny because I first held it up and I didn't get into the pink, and it was just like that big, and I was showing hubby, and he's like, that's not the pattern I picked. Yes, it is. So I had to pull it apart a little bit, you know, so he could see what it'll look like with it being blocked. And he's like, oh, it just needs to be blocked. Okay, I get it. But he couldn't see that this was the pattern that he had picked. It's beautiful. And then one of the things that I did notice is when I was working on this, it said for these little puff stitches, so we got these little puff stitches everywhere, lots. If you don't like puff stitches, not your designer. But got all these little puff stitches, and she does say 5 yarn overs for each puff stitch. Well, when I read that, I keyed in on 5, and what I was thinking is 5 loops. So you stick your hook down into the stitch, you pull up a loop, wrap your thread around, grab another loop, wrap your thread around, grab another loop, there's your 5, right? And then work your stitch. So that's what I did for the majority of the white section. So the little puffs are a little bit smaller, maybe kind of anemic looking. I don't know. And then I realized, wait a minute, she's saying 5 yarn over, so that's more than 5 loops on the needle. So I was just doing, if you think about it, 2 yarn overs on my stuff. So then I did 3 yarn overs. So I have another 2 loops on it. It's still not the full 5. I figured I would go through that to the pink section, and maybe a little bit farther, because I didn't want it to be drastic, little tiny puffs, and then wow, big, huge puffs. I want it to kind of gradually go in. So these are a little bit bigger. I don't know if you can tell that. Then those right there. So I did make them a little bit bigger. And then I realized too, the pattern says, what is this one? Is this a 1300? You can make the pattern bigger or smaller, like most things, right? She says on this one, how many yards? About 1,500 meters on this particular pattern, or 1,530 on the yards to 1,750 on the yards. All I have is this one 1,093 yard cake in that color. I have a lot of other cakes. I could mix in, do something else if I wanted to. I will mount a wall of cakes. So I could do that. Or I can leave the puffs the way that they are, because I do like it. I don't think that it's, if I weren't telling you that I did that, I don't think it would be one of those that you would look at what I made and go, oh, Shannon didn't put enough yarn overs in there. Her puffs are tiny, you know? So you would just see it and go, wow, that's beautiful. That's a pretty piece. That's really stunning. What's the design on that? I want to make one of those. But the advantage of me doing the puffs a little bit smaller like I am right now, and again, that wasn't intentional. That's what I ended up doing because I saw the number 5 and I was thinking 5 loops on the needle as opposed to 5 yarn overs itself. So by me doing it this way, I'm not using as much yarn. So maybe my 1,093 yards will go a little bit bigger and I will end up with a piece that is big enough to be used and you know, looks really nice. It's large enough to be used. It's beautiful, where I don't have to try to figure out what else I can add to it to make it a finished piece. So I will get to that when I get to that. Right now, I am not there. And like I said, this is not the first time that I have ordered this specific color. I could always order another one of this exact color and figure it out. You know, if I were to do that, then it would be the decision because, well, why not? Would I finish up with the purple, you know, this dark purple, and then start back over here with a light, you know, and doing, you know, just making it to where it's like 2 stripes of everything? Or if I were to do that, would I start from here and then finish with here where it starts light, goes to dark in the middle, and then back into the light? I don't know. So those are options. Those are things that I'm not there yet. But that is what I was able to work on this week and get accomplished this week. And I'm really happy with it. I really am. So much got accomplished. Playing with the yarn, putting it away, unboxing, no, not at all, but playing with the yarn. And sometimes we just have to do those things that make us happy. I had delayed for quite a while and I had put off for quite a while we were working on other important adult things. So it is fun to play with my toys, and this week, that is what I've done. I have played with my toys and grabbed my yarn and I am shocked. I am absolutely shocked at what was accomplished this week. I hope you guys had a great week too. But as I look around, I'm like, I did this? Wow. I do know how to craft. Okay, that's pretty cool. Had a little false starts on a few things, but overall, life is good. With that, I'm going to go ahead and let you guys go. You guys have a great day, night, evening, whatever it happens to be. And I will talk to you again later. Bye-bye.